NFL Championship weekend. Wow. Both games go to overtime. Both games were tremendous. But you know what? At the end of all this tremendous football, after both games, all I heard about was refs. Andy Reid was upset that Dee Ford, and he should be upset, but apparently Dee Ford, deserves a warning instead of not lining up offsides. Interesting. And I heard Chris Long speak about it too this week, and he said normally that's not called. Come on, refs. And then on the other side of the coin, you got what happened down in New Orleans where it was a blatant pass interference, helmet to helmet, whatever you want to say, for crying out loud. He killed the man. And there was no call there. I don't know. I'm not focusing on that. I'm focusing on the fact that we have two really good football teams, and those were great games, and I'm looking forward to Super Bowl 53. And with that being said, I got my man Adrian Fedkiw from PhillyUmster.com and Bitter Birds on YouTube to give us a little Fedkiw focus on what we saw and what we are hoping to see coming up in Super Bowl 53. He seeing a little bit of the Eagles from last year in this Rams team. Here's what Adrian had to say about last week's championship games. Episode 3, and he's joining me. He's back again. Adrian Fedkiw from PhillyUmster.com with his Fedkiw focus. A lot of people chimed in. Loved your information last week. NFC, AFC championship game previews. Now we have our winners.
Now we have results, and you did win the bet.
We will digest it a little bit, and we're going to give you a little early Super Bowl lean. But let's start off with the NFC, the game I did win, the only game I felt good about, and I got lucky because the refs ended up giving that game to the Rams at the end of the day. I was ready for the push. But to me, Adrian, I think the Rams were the better team. They were down 13-0. Were able to come back in that dome. I thought that they ran some really, really, really clutch plays. You saw Jared Goff play the position, the quarterback position, really well. So I thought the Rams were the better team. Just open-ended. Your thoughts on the NFC Championship game?
Yeah, I thought Jared Goff really showed himself in this game. The Rams were struggling to run the football. And this was something coming into the game. I didn't think they were going to run the football. And they didn't. C.J. Anderson, 16 carries, 44 yards. Todd Gurley, only 4 for 10. I don't know what's up with him. So you're getting no running game. And the way that the Rams play football, you got to get that play-action pass going. And you can't get the play-action pass if you're not running the ball. But Jared Goff was still doing a great job. Got Brandon Cooks involved, 7 receptions for 107 yards for him. I thought Goff was big. And the other part of this is the Saints – no saltiness, no complaining. You had your chances. The clock management late, I thought, was brutal. You were throwing the ball instead of running it. You could have just set up a late field goal if you wanted to. You had the ball first in overtime. You're up 13-0. You're up 20-10 in the middle of the third. No excuses I want to hear from you salty New Orleans fans.
Yeah, they are salty. And that's 2 years in a row that they've kind of had some bad luck in their season.
Yeah,
but
it's brutal. I know.
That's what comes.
Nothing like we haven't felt here in Philadelphia.
Exactly. I'm totally with you there. But the Rams, they won the game, and like I said, I came away impressed more with that Rams offense being able to win on the road in the Dome.
Yeah, it was impressive.
It was set up for the Saints to be in the Super Bowl. And the Rams came away with that victory some way, somehow.
And their defense stepped up, too. Michael Thomas did nothing. He shredded the Eagles, only 4 catches for 36 yards.
Put him in a big old bowl of gumbo.
Yeah, that's what Marcus Peters wanted to do. That's exactly what they did.
Yep.
So how about
and that front line, Sue and Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald is just a freak. He is incredible.
They're great on the
outside. When
outside.
Ndamukong Suh is an afterthought, you know you have something amazing going on, and Aaron Donald just shreds through. He's just a quicker Fletcher Cox.
It's a great offensive line. You got Teron Armstead and Ryan Ramczyk of the Saints. They're second-team All-Pros, but the interior, you can get those guys. Sue, you had Aaron Donald. That's kind of how it went there.
Over to the AFC, and this was the game of the day. Brady and Mahomes.
Amazing.
Brady had the run game. If you needed Brady to throw the football, he did exactly that. Belichick with just one heck of a defensive game called, and being able to get after Mahomes in that first half. He had no clue where it was coming. And that wasn't even so much to do with the young quarterback. They were blown past the Kansas City Chiefs offensive line. And it was just really impressive to see. Second half, a little bit different story. Lot of scoring. But to me, I know the storyline is Brady and Belichick. I get that. But to me, how about the offensive line, Adrian? That offensive line didn't allow Tom Brady to get sacked. That offensive line didn't have one penalty in Kansas City on the road. And that offensive line did not allow one play to be a loss from behind the line of scrimmage. Not one, or excuse me, one play, and it was because they kneeled at halftime.
And think about the final drive when you need the 3rd and 10. Kansas City tied for the league lead in sacks, and you can't get to Brady.
3 straight 3rd and 10 conversions.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Julian Edelman. Crazy.
Yeah, your heart feels for Andy Reid just a little bit, but talk about why the Patriots were able to come away with that victory. Besides just being the last man standing.
This might be crazy to say, but I felt like the game was won in the first half because of how they set the tempo. They weren't letting the Chiefs really get that offense going, obviously. And they were doing it on the offensive side of the ball by controlling the clock, not letting Patrick Mahomes and that prolific offense even onto the field. So, I mean, the first drive of the game, I think they took like 9 minutes right off the clock. They went right down, scored the touchdown. And if I remember correctly, the Chiefs might have went 3 and out on their first possession. And it was a lot of that because the Patriots were maintaining the ball. The Chiefs were on the sidelines. And at the half, it was 14-0. So 4 possessions for each team, that's not a lot when you think 12 possessions is the normal for each game. Well, there were 12 possessions in the game, but 8 for each team in the second half, which caters to more the Kansas City style, to strike quickly down the field with Tyreek Hill. And that's the way that they like to play. In the fourth quarter, we saw how open it got with the back and forth struggles. But I thought the game was really won in the first half by New England, really setting that tempo.
D Ford not offsides. The Chiefs win that game.
Whew,
Balls intercepted.
Yeah.
And that's just got to make you sick as a Chiefs fan. But you know what? The Patriots got it done, and that's what they do. They find a way to get it done. With that being said, I'm not asking for prediction because we got another week to go, and we'll talk next week. But just an early lean. What are your thoughts just on what you're hearing so far? Let's just say, for the sake of this argument, the line is 1.5. Patriots giving 1.5 here. So just early lean. What are you feeling about the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really delved into the matchup too much yet, but I'm curious to see how the Patriots handle the rushing attack of the Rams. They in this playoff run, they didn't face Kareem Hunt. Melvin Gordon's been kind of like injured, so I want to see how they look against a team that's more balanced offensively, how that defense looks, instead of just kind of getting after the quarterback, which is what they did against Patrick Mahomes. So you're going to have a more balanced offense with the Rams. I'm curious, and I also think the Rams defense is playing better, like sneaky good in this postseason run. So I think they have a chance in this game. Okay. I know a lot of people looking at the Patriots winning another ring, but hey, what do I know? I'm the one that lost the bet last week.
Yeah, we all win and lose it all the time.
Well, it's just a lean right now. We'll see what I feel next week.
I had a feeling the Eagles were winning last year.
So did I.
I have that feeling again. The Patriots are winning.
It's because they lost last year. Is that why you're feeling that?
No, I think this Patriots team is a hell of a lot better than what we're giving them credit for. And what I mean by that is, I think at the end of the day, if they win this Super Bowl, they're not the flashiest Patriots team, but dude, they own that line of scrimmage on both sides of the football, and just dominating. If they smoke the Rams, I think we'll be talking about this Patriots team as one of the better Patriots team they've ever had.
And what we've been seeing from them lately, playing that I formation, that power football. Well, the Rams defense susceptible up the middle. Even though they have Sue and Donald, you can run the ball at them. And that's been a recipe for success. And the Patriots have done it all postseason long.
Love it. Good stuff as always. Adrian Fedkiw, PhillyUnction.com, Bitter Birds on YouTube. Subscribe to his channel. Subs, that's what we call them.
Subs.
And a special thanks, Adrian Fedkiw, PhillyUnction.com. Make sure to check him out, Bitter Birds on YouTube as well. And as you heard, Fedkiw leaning towards those Rams. Me? No, not at all. Not at all. I'm Patriots. I'm Tom Brady. Let's go B&B. Let's go get another Super Bowl. I know that makes you sick, but at the end of the day, folks, it's about what? It's about cash.